All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you people doing? Mko fiti. Yeah, definitely they call me VDJ Kevo Pondis, aka Ulebu Dubto Zidu, aka Ulebu Madako alikuona against. Welcome to Pondis podcast. Kama kawa your design tunapiga vile inafaa, isonge vile inafaa. You guys, shout out to all the people wanakuja pale Spotify, manze mnakuja mnapiga support moja safi, amazing. Yo, kama kawa napenda hiyo support, napenda manze. Kama ujengia Spotify na Audiomack, make sure ume go there. Si lazima kuna app. Again, unaweza ingia tu vile unaingia pale Chrome, una search Spotify or Audiomack, then you sign in with your Google account, then you're good to go. Tunapatana pale Pondis podcast, amazing conversation. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, yo, tuko season 2. This is episode 8 of season 2, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, before anything else, shout out to all the people who usually come through each and every day and say, yo, hello, you guys are super duper amazing. Either way, I try to dive straight into today's episode without wasting time. Kama dawa, hello. Take you guys, I need you people to gonga vi serious this year.
Oh my god.
Mutapata kijana kwa Isamu.
Anasema ni Spotify.
Welcome to Pondis podcast.
Oh my god.
You guys, we are on Spotify and on Audiomack.
My point is you can't love someone in seconds.
Minta kupiga hug you guy, we sit, we eat, or whatever, we have a good time.
This is on this podcast where we give you nothing but the truth.
Are you looking for a platform to advertise your business or service? As one of the fastest growing podcasts around, we don't just run ads, we spread your gospel. We are looking for brands to grow with us, walk the journey with us, and reach an audience that is actually listening. To advertise your products, business, or services on this platform at an insanely friendly price, call or WhatsApp +254 103 006 263. At Pondis Media, we are committed because you deserve the best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kama dawa. Welcome to Pondis podcast. Are you people good? I hope you people are good. I hope you people are enjoying. Shout out to all of you. In case you want to support, in case you want to sponsor, in case you want to partner with us, +254 103 006 263. Come through manze, talk to us, utuambie how best we can grow together. Hello. Nakwambia leo manze nakuja na conversation flani. I know for a fact, ladies and gentlemen, I know for a fact, Itatesa, I know for a fact, because again, we've never had this conversation before, and I feel like it's the right time for us to have this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, today on the pod, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. Today on the pod, we are discussing, rather, our conversation, our topic of discussion leo ni moja safi. Yo, this one you love it. So today, the question is, why are kids in campus spoilt brats? Let me rephrase that actually. We are again asking why kids in campus are spoilt brats nowadays. Why kids ambao wako pale kwenye universities, colleges, tertiary institutions, why are most of them spoilt brats? Ladies and gentlemen, so that is the conversation today. In case you have anything that you want to opine, kuongea, ingia pale kwenye socials at VDJ Kevo Pondis on Facebook, at VDJ Kevo 254 on Instagram, VDJ Kevo 7 and VDJ Kevo Pondis backup on TikTok. TikTok I have 2 accounts, moja ni main, ingine ni backup. Ladies and gentlemen, why are our campus kids manze spoiled brats? Gen Zs, msini attack for this. So nimekuwa nikijiuliza hii swali because nimekuwa campus again and I've seen kids in campus nowadays doing crazy stuffs. Kwanzia high school But let's now get into campus. High school pia wanafanya mambo zingine chwara pale, but I feel like in campus most kids, most Gen Zs, these young people in campus are spoiled niggas and ladies out here. So the reason naangalia why I think that transition to campus life inafanya watu wa spoiled, because it's a very significant cultural and psychological shift. Again, that can lead to behaviors that observers might label as spoiled. However, why most kids in campus, I believe, are spoiled because of the newfound freedom. These kids manze wanakuja hapa wanapata they are in a new environment, hakuna kukaziwa life, mzazi hayuko manze, hapa wanapiga exploration moja deadly. Yeah, plus again their brains are developing and social pressures, you guys. So today I want us to go nataka tupige a breakdown of why I think most kids in campus are spoiled brats. Nikisema brats manze, brats these Gen Zs manze na filigi, they just spoiled. Sitaki kutumia hiyo word ingine manze, msiniingilie pale, but my first perception, my first reason, reasoning why kids in campus are spoiled nowadays, ya kwanza nadhani ni the first taste of autonomy. The first taste of autonomy. For many students, campus is the first time they're living without direct parental supervision. Because now ukiwa high school, at least you are coming back to your parent. Now in campus, maybe you're schooling somewhere far kidogo, wamekukombolea hao, or maybe rather you at least have you're far from them. So the first taste of autonomy, this sudden removal of boundaries can lead to, number one, rebellion against past restrictions. Students who grew up in very strict households may overcompensate by acting out or ignoring social norms. Now this is according now to what I'm reading on my Google, on my Gemini research platform. Poor impulse control. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision making and long-term consequences, isn't fully developed until mid-20s. So, the first taste of autonomy, tumeangalia rebellion against past restrictions. Again, tukasema students who grew up in a very strict households may overcompensate by acting out or ignoring social norms. So again, that can be a reason again. Then number two, we've seen poor impulse control. The prefrontal cortex, that is the part of the brain responsible for the decision making and long-term consequences, isn't fully developed until mid-20s. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the influence of peer validation. You guy, pressure ya social media nino. That is again the first, nataka tutazibreak polepole. The first one tumesema why I think most kids in campus are spoiled. The first reason ni the first taste of autonomy. The second now tunaangalia ni the influence of peer validation. In the ages of social media, clout is a major currency. Students often feel immense pressure to project a specific lifestyle to fit in. Mnanipata? In the age of social media, clout is a major currency. Students often feel immense pressure to project a specific lifestyle to fit in. That is performative living. Again, fake it till you make it, kind of mentality. And there, they may prioritize looking wealthy or cool on TikTok or IG over academic or financial responsibility. Hard mentality. In the dominant social group in a specific circle values material display or disrespectful behavior. Individuals will often mirror that to avoid being ostracized. Unanipata? Right now unapata again tumesema kama kawa. There's need to please people up, to seek validation from friends, to please social media people, because now people want to feel good, people want to be seen as mapunk, wealthy, classy and stuff. So unapata, we have that performative living, again. Ya one tumesema ni herd mentality, HERD, herd mentality, that if the dominant social group in a specific circle values material displays or disrespectful behaviors. Disrespectful behaviors ni maybe smoking weed kama, nowadays unapata campus kids are doing crazy things kwa club. Wengine wanapigana tu BJ pale kwa club. Other these wanakulana raw, you guy having crazy OGs hapa. OGs, COGs, OGs, if you know what I mean. And number 3, reasoning why I think most campus kids are spoiled brats: financial disconnect. There is often a gap between a student's lifestyle and the reality of how that lifestyle is funded. The allowance bubble. When money comes from home or loans rather than personal labor, the value of a shilling or dollar can feel abstract. Unanipata? Kama si wewe mwenyewe umewakia hiyo do, ni mzazi anakupatia pocket money, kuna koga na hiyo fala ya una spoil manze. Again, pesa help kama unaikomonga yako yote. This leads to spending habits that appear reckless or entitled to those working full time. Umenipata? Social economic friction. On any campus, you have a mix of students from very wealthy backgrounds and those struggling. The spoiled label often comes from the friction when those with high disposable income lack awareness of their privilege. Number 4, reason why I think most campus kids are spoiled brats: academic consumerism. Modern education is often treated like a business transaction. Some students adopt a customer is always right mentality towards lecturers and staffs. Grade entitlement. Rather than seeing a grade as something earned through effort, some view it as a service they have paid for or their parents have paid for, leading to friction when they face academic rigor. So again, nilikuwa naangalia a lot of things. Nowadays kuna a lot of things in happen campus. Kuna rapes, kuna murder, social media cloud chasing, sharp boys kuibiana manze. Mtu namuuliza unafanya wapi job. This 20-year-old campus kid anakuambia mimi napiga kazi online, you guy. Kumbe kazi yake ni kuscam people online. Nilikuwa naangalia why campus kids are into drugs, sex, prostitution, cults, robberies and lawlessness. And I came up with very different reasoning, very different facts, very different insights on why these kids are into whatever they are doing. Number 1, here's a breakdown of the specific drivers behind these behaviors in the current Kenyan campus landscape. Number 1, kuna economic or black tax. That's what we call black tax and poverty. Many students face extreme financial pressure. The rising cost of living in Kenya, coupled again with a delay pale ya HELB, that is the Higher Education Loans Board disbursement, leaves many students desperate. So prostitution or sex work. Squeezy na feel prostitution is not what we used to see it kitambo. Unajua kitambo, the traditional prostitution ile some ladies on the streets, with some miniskirts pale doing whatever they are doing, waiting for clients. Nowadays prostitution manze iko on a different level. Prostitution nowadays inafanyika ni high end prostitution. Number 1, ukitembea pale Kilimani, ukitembea different areas utapata massage, private massage. Hizo hata zikwagi massage manze zinakunga tu commongarization sessions with happy endings. And again, you will get these nice ladies in very expensive high-end clubs, especially in Nairobi. Mademo wamevaa fitting, they're driving, looking good, all nice. Kumbe hapo kwa biashara, biashara ya entertaining clans. Even boys by the nowadays do that. Nikisema prostitution ongelea pia boys. Again, tunaangalia campus kids sleeping with boys wa mamas, girls wa babas yao yote. You know, these people are transacting. You know, sex imekuwa like a transaction. I'm giving you sex, what are you giving me on the table? Again, that translates to different number of things I'll talk about later. So prostitution na sex work nowadays, nimesema we refer to it as kuwa na sponsor ama a blesser, ama people nowadays call it in quick terms as hookups. This is frequently a survival tactic to pay rent, food or tuition. Unapata uko pale campus, again things zinakulemea, ukiangalia mzazi mtaa yuko able, size economic times are hard. Unapata mzazi pia ana struggle, again yenye amepata ya fee na maybe pocket money, amekulipia pale hostel or where umerent. So unapata there is too much struggle mzazi yako nayo. Hata ukimuitisha pesa unaona nyewe hana. Hata ukiangalia tu situations unajua hiyo hakuna. So unapata most people are into sex manze, as a survival tactic. Again in campus, people are comonging. Uko tu unakula na raw, people wanapigana blowjob, people wanalambana yao yote. As a survival tactic to pay for rent, food and tuition. Number 2, that is not number 2 pointer, but it's just a point pale kwa economic black tax and poverty, robbery and crime. Economic desperation can drive students into petty theft or organized crime rings, especially in non-resident hostels where security is low and oversight is minimal. And again, tumongelea story ya do. Unaangalia, unaona yenyewe hakuna do. Unajua kuna ile hata wewe mwenyewe unaona hakuna do, jidanganye. Mzazi home, situation ni mbaya, ni ngori you guys. Na those unapata nowadays, you feel, unaangalia hivi unapita TikTok unapata campus kids driving crazy nice vehicles here and there. Wanakuambia ni forex, wengine wanakuambia sijui ni online. Kwanza kuna time flani, shit, let me not mention this person manze, but a friend of mine somewhere, sita mention wapi, I used to wonder, say waendagi job, they live in a nice apartment, sometimes wakiwa work because they are working from home, they don't want visitors. Hata ukimpigia ukimwambia ni come through, anakuambia zini komboka, tutaonana ni kimada. And again, I was wondering what these people do. So siku moja I happened to be in that house, let me say at the wrong time of the day. Nilipata sim card zingine kama new sim cards ziko hapo kando, my IDs hapo, sijui hata wanatoa wapi hizo IDs. They register tons of sim cards with different IDs, wanaibia watu hapa nje. Noma. And again, let me not go into that. Out when you're not be a forex again, people are scamming others hapa nje. Others are doing what I will describe as queer sex. Mnalala na wababas, especially boys in campuses nowadays. Unalala tu na wanaume ka 50 you guys for you to survive. So number 2, why sasa ni the next thing. Number 2 tumeangalia ni the power vacuum of freedom. For many campus is the first time they are away from strict parental or high school supervision. Again, nimesema, so most of these kids wanna experiment a lot of things, again without the fear of home. Students often experiment with drugs, again the common drugs students hapa nje wana experiment nayo. Number 1 tunajua kama kawa, weed you guys, bangi, cannabis sativa you guys, marijuana. These kids hapa nje, these saizi, I don't think there is a single campus kid who doesn't smoke weed. If they don't smoke weed, they're into alcohol or prescription medicines. Wengine hapa nje wanajundia tuliona meth iliundwa Juja manze. yenye ilipatikana JKIA ilikuwa imeundiwa tu hapa Juja. And again, look at it. Kuna hii story again yenye nimesema the experiment, drugs, tumetaja all the drugs na casual sex. Again, another thing, hii power vacuum, wakishapata hiyo freedom away from home, wanajua mzazi ya community, village people wa community, they don't monitor you. For example, you're in a school somewhere, maybe you live in Nakuru, then umeitwa somewhere in Nairobi or Mombasa pale ama Kisumu, Maseno huko, umeenda those schools away from home. Unapata the lack of immediate consequence in the large university setting can lead to a sense of untouchability, which manifests in riots or disregard for local laws. Kuna swali lingine about vulnerability and culticism. Cults, nikisema cults, ni cults and extremist groups often target universities because they are full of young, brilliant, but often disillusionized people. Kama kuna watu wanaingizwa into cults deadly, ni young campus kids. Things like Illuminati, Freemason. Recruiters prey on students who feel lonely, financially unstable, or academically overwhelmed, promising them number 1 power, number 2 wealth, or spiritual solutions to their problems. Then tuko na psychological manipulations. These groups often disguise themselves as clubs or empowerment circles. Tunaongelea about culticism, empowerment circles, before drawing students into deeper, more dangerous activities. Then tuko na the influence of digital cultures. The influence of digital culture. In case you're joining right now, we're discussing why most campus kids are spoilt brats, why most campus kids are into drugs, crime, sex. Mention all those vices that we have the influence of digital culture. The pressure to trend. Shit. Kwanza hii pressure ku trend. Saizi people who do stupid stuff just to trend, just for the clicks, just for their IG, their TikTok, their Facebook. Okay, nowadays hata hayuko Facebook you guy. Kazi ni kutu unite pale Telegram. I feel like the pressure to trend or maintain a high status image on TikTok and Instagram is immense. Tumeangalia as earlier, tulikuwa tunaangalia this performative living. Students may engage in crime or sex work specifically to fund the rich kid aesthetic. Expensive phones, hapo wanatembea na iPhones, designer clothes, wana party yao yote, different clubs. I never knew this. I don't know if I'm old, but I never knew this. Unapata nowadays, especially on weekends, unapata kuna people who don't step in their houses. In Nairobi manze, unapata for example Thursday usiku wako a different club, ana party in that club mpaka asubuhi. They go to zinitangwa looters, anapiga Friday mchana, by 3 ameingia another party sessions, ni kukunywa drugs, smoking, everything that you can imagine, cocaine, heroin wanaipiga. So tumeingia Friday night, they party like crazy, club hopping. So Friday anakuanga club hopping. Nairobi unapata mseme tembea from, ametoka Ruaraka, ametoka Konka, ameingia Habanos, ameingia Bar Next Door, ameingia different clubs, name them. Ametoka hapo Wasona Hope Club, tunaingia Saturday. These people labda akuje tu home kidogo asubuhi, apige nap kiasi, aoge, atoke Saturday around 3 PM, arudi apige clubbing mpaka Sunday. You guy, again, this is now like a personal reason why I feel like most of these campus kids, they are spoiled. For me, I feel like our watoto wako spoiled deadly, yo guy. Like they are very, they lack respect, they are stupid. Not all of them actually, but most of them. So na feel sometimes a lot of what we consume especially what they consume, these young people, glorifies glamorizes drug use or fast money. So unapata you've watched things ambazo zina glorify na ku glamorize drugs, fast money cults or something. So unapata these average students akiwa pale campus anaona why not, let me try. Alafu nimesema this on TikTok for so long. I feel like most people nowadays, the Gen Zs, wakona that particular mentality ya kaende kesi baadaye. So unapata they do things without even thinking about the consequences zitakuja, ama they'll be incurred whatever consequence. They don't give a shit, they don't give a fuck, you guy. Number 5, like this is a main thing, peer pressure and social validation. Tumeisema hapo mbele. You know, we all know nowadays people wakona the pressure to fit in. They feel like if they don't, for example, right now unapata mse uko kwa chain, most of your friends are smoking, most of your friends are drinking like crazy, most of them are having sex irresponsibly. Then for you just to, you know, because we try to seek validation from friends, from people surrounding us, una feel like usipo smoke your chain ya weed una feel ni kama kidogo utakuwa considered msiana form, you guy. So na feel personally for me, unapata these young kids pale campus, they do things peer pressure is a bad thing, you guy. They do things stupidly in order to please the circle of friends they've met asetajajuana for so long. Unapata these kids wamepatana na mabeshi and they think like how mabeshi watakuwa nao for life. Let me surprise you, because and again I feel like you know, as an older person, I feel I've seen a lot. I've been you know, nimekula life, you guy. Do you know there are some people we were with in the same primary school up to date. I have never primary school up to date, I've never seen them. There are people who I went with to in the same high school. We were in the same high school, we used to hang out, you know, we were buddies, we were best friends for 4 years, especially pale Njoro Boys. Kuna hii sauti fulani producer ni Bambi, sijui inaletangwa na nini, that sound. Ladies and gentlemen, kuna watu ambao tumeenda nao campuses, not campuses, high school. Imagine tangu nimalize high school, I was in Njoro Boys High School. Shout out to Po, inaitwa Po, people of honor manze, pale Njoro School. Kuna wase, we were really close, very close. Yo, in high school we were buddies. Trust you me. Tangu tumalize form 4 all those many years ago, nikiweza count watu nimepatana nao tangu tumalize high school. Na I'm talking even about people who we were with in the same 4-year experience. For example, nikiwa form 1 watu walikuwa form 4, nikiingia form 2 wenye walikuwa form 4, 3 na form 1s, all the mpaka nifike form 4 wenye nimeacha form 1, form 2, form 3. Do you know I've never met most of them. Like literally naweza count nimemeet watu wangapi. You know, ni kitu countable, you guy. Hiyo sauti ni Bambi manze. Hiyo sauti inaletwa na nini? That particular sound, producer, make sure you check on it. Yeah, hiyo sound sijui inaletwa na nini. Yo, nimemeet less than 1 ama 2% of the people I was with in the same high school. You know, maybe 1 or 2 nimeona hapa social media. Juzi ndo one of my high school's best friend Peter Onyango DM'd me on one of my socials, akaniambia anapenda the pod, you know, na alikuwa ananiambia mostly tukipiga live nilikuwa namshtua. Yo, definitely apart from maybe yeye and 1 or 2 people I've met, wengine zero. Especially nikiwa high school, my favorite person nikiwa pale for North pale Njoro Boys, jana fulani, we were really close. People in my class walikuwa namuita mtoto wangu Peter Mahodho. You know, I miss that boy manzi. I've never seen him ever. My high school BFF, kijana fulani handsome, kijana fulani mwali safi, James Mukoma. I've never seen him. This year we reconnected on Telegram. You know, we had a conversation, akaniambia mali yako, you know, and we did catch up. We'll be planning maybe to meet in a few. You know, again, let me go pale pia campus. Kuna watu I've never seen up to date. So, to all the people ambao mko campus, mnaweza fikiria like this is ini swag msee, our state tuta stick for long. Mkishamaliza hapo kila msee anarudi basic. Unakumbuka in high schools mostly najua most teachers wameambia same thing. You came alone, especially ukijoin high school. Teachers have really amplified this statement. I believe in every school. Every teacher in high school will tell you you came alone here, you will live alone. The same way you've gone to campus, you came alone, you live alone. Ukishamaliza, people huku nje wanaanza kuhustle. Others who maybe built a good network, wanasaidiana huku nje kupiga hustle hapa kule. Then kuna others wanaenda wanapotelea into drugs, wengine commit suicide along the way, wengine watakuwa too useless individuals na mtu ako na degree. I feel like these young people, in case you're listening to this and you're a young person, labda ujenda campus and again uko tu home. Again, your social media pressure inaku affect ukiwa mtaa. That peer pressure affects you ukiwa mtaa. You know, you try to seek validation. Hata wenye wako mtaa, again the same age range I'm talking about. Unapata you experiment na drugs, you experiment na queerism, you experiment na prostitution, you experiment na everything coming your way. So to these young people, najua again, hii podcast tujaipiga these particular serious conversations, but this is what I urge all of you. Manze, life is very simple. Let's try not to be intimidated by especially social media lifestyles za other people. Even us millennials, unaangalia pale social media, you see maybe friends of yours, people you were with in the same school, you know, your age mates, your buddies from previous, they are driving, others are flying around, alafu una feel you're left behind. Here's what I want us to can I just advise you people? Unaweza feel like you are left alone. You can be there thinking, ni aje, I'm left alone, ase wameomoka yao yote. Each one of us has a different journey. Kuna wasa wanakimbia 100 meters, kuna wasa wanakimbia 42 kilometers. We are not the same. Njugusha alisema kitambo, we are not the same, we will never be the same. Even if right now you own 10 Range Rovers, kumbuka kuna mse ana manufacture, kuna mse ana assemble millions of Range Rovers anaziuza. Ukiwa na maybe basi kwa njia, maybe uko na nganya kwa njia, maybe you have a fleet of matatus, fleet of buses, kuna mse anaziunda hizo buses, kuna mse ana own multinational tours and travel companies. We are not the same, we will never be the same. So don't usijipate kwa these pressures you got. Hii pressure ni deadly. By the way, ukianza kufuata hii pressure, what people are doing vis-a-vis what you're doing, utakufa na pressure, because there'll always be someone who's better than you. There's someone who is doing crazily better than you. Leo asubuhi nimesema na narudia, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want. I repeat, slowly is the fastest way to get to where you want. Get something, be good at it, ipige. Nimesema anything, ukisha build an art, you've invested 10,000 hours in it, you're good at what you do it consistently, do it persistently, itajipa. one day itajipa. As long as you have somewhere to sleep, as long as you have something to eat, let's live life vile inafaa. No pressures, no nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what I wanted to say today. Ina feel nimeongea kwa roho mwanzo. To these young peeps, najua mko campus, you're excited. It is an age thing. Let's not overdo this thing. Sijasema kukunywa ni mbaya, sijasema smoke weed ni mbaya, sijasema kupiga prostitution ni mbaya. Do these things responsibly. You have a life. You have a life to live. Ladies and gentlemen, sina la kuamba, nishaamba yote, nishasema yote. These leo I feel nimotouch. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pondis podcast where we give you nothing but the truth. Amazing conversations as always. Kama kawa, kama dawa. Tunaipiga vile inafaa and you guys are the best. That's why we always give you the best. Make sure you tune in each and every day to pale Spotify, Audio Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, mko ready for this season 2, episode 8. We are a lot. Shamaliza. See you on the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Check you guys, I need you people to gonga vi serious this year.
Oh my god.
Mutapata kijana akoro isamu.
Anasema ni Spotify.
Welcome to Pondis podcast.
Oh my god.
You guys, we are on Spotify and on Audio Mark.
My point is, you can't love someone in seconds.
Minta kupiga hug you guy, we sit, we eat, or whatever, we have a good time.
This is podcast where we give you nothing but the truth.
Are you looking for a platform to advertise your business or service? As one of the fastest growing podcasts around, we don't just run ads, we spread your gospel. We are looking for brands to grow with us, walk the journey with us, and reach an audience that is actually listening. To advertise your products, business, or services on this platform at an insanely friendly price, call or WhatsApp +254 103 006 263. At Pondis Media, we are committed because you deserve the best.